so we're live.
Are we missing? We're missing Carrie. She's not. She must be traveling, right? Trisha. Oh,
Carrie and
Trisha.
Luke.
Sorry, there we are. Do we have everybody? This feels like a very small team today.
Uh, no Carrie, no Luke. Lisa and Nooni are behind the scenes.
Gotcha. Okay. I can't see people behind the scenes. Maybe that's why. For some reason, I normally can. But anyways, okay. Well, hello everybody. I don't have a whole lot to announce today. Maybe we'll just go. Linda and Kayla can update, and then I do have one update for you guys that I wanted to share.
Okay, once again, my internet is being crap, so I'm going to shut a bunch of windows. So tonight is Princess Cruise Lines at 7 p.m. and we figured out sound and PowerPoint, so I think she should be good to go. So we've got that going on. We've got Azamara ads running. Princess ads are going to be going up for Princess Month. First 20 bookings, $50 onboard credit, and there's a form to fill out that was in the offer sheet. We're just finishing up all the luxury pages. So luxury, small ship, luxury, river, and expedition are pretty much where they need to be for now. We're going to be adding, obviously, as Holly does more content as far as destinations, we'll be adding links to those blogs in there. And one of my longer term goals as far as destination content is to go back to our old cruise chats and actually pull out the destination content and create new shorter pieces so that people only get what they're looking for. So, because we had some really good content on there as far as, destinations, but it quite often got muddled in with another presentation that was equally interesting, but maybe not when you're trying to link it specifically to a destination. So that's on the list. And I'm going to add an MSC page to our website. That's going on. And I think we're gearing up for Christmas in July and working on all that other good stuff. And we're going to do a retargeting campaign as well. That's the other thing. So for people who visit our website, we're going to have Google Ads retargeting them. That's all I got.
Okay, awesome. Kayla.
Nothing really new on my end. Continuing to map out processes with Tina. In the process of grabbing some new groups for 2027, but nothing overly exciting on my end.
So Kayla's referring to Holland American Princess 2027 summer is now out, which is kind of exciting because they're ahead of everybody else this time. So Kayla has gone and done Holland America, and she'll do Princess. Hopefully, they limit us to 8 groups a month, so we kind of have to get what we can and then wait a month and then get some more and wait some. We can only do so much at a time. Okay. So some of you may know I'm doing a leadership program with Lisa Lutoff-Perlow, which very exciting. She used to be the president of Celebrity Cruises. She's now doing other things, but she was there for a long time. She was kind of the person who really made Celebrity a brand name that people know. She's very much a glass shatterer. Some of you guys that were around a while back when her book came out, which really resonated with me. It's called Making Waves, and it really resonated with the management style that she lives by. And so when she came out with this leadership program, I signed up. And so I meet with her once a month, and we go over, me and a couple other people, and we go over some topics. But she's just fantastic. Like, my last meeting with her was, it really gave me some clarity on a few things that I didn't know the answer to and wasn't sure how I was going to figure out the answer to it. So, and that was kind of surrounding the CRM project that we're working on. So that was kind of cool. Anyways, I just thought I would tell you that. What else? There was something else I was going to say from what Linda had talked about, and now I don't know what it is. So the CRM project that we're working on, we're still process mapping, but we have kind of jumped ahead and looked at what we're starting to nail down. What are the solutions that are on the market? Our consultant has asked us to get down to, maybe 3 solutions that we think might work. And then he's going to meet with the companies rather than us. And so doing the process mapping is critical, because then he goes to the consultants, and rather than everybody wasting everyone's time, he says, can you do all of this? And then they're up to them to prove that they have those particular parts that they can offer us. So it doesn't look like there's anything on the market from what I can see that we can actually link a CRM database with a booking platform. So I think we're still going to end up with 2 different softwares. But what we would ultimately like is something like Cruise Complete, but a little more inclusive. So that integrates the API with our groups, with TLN groups. Right now the Cruise Complete, it doesn't have Virgin, it doesn't have MSC, it doesn't have Atlas. Like, there's just so many limitations with Cruise Complete that we're looking at, maybe going to maybe going directly to other RevelX or somebody else who has a similar platform like that. You guys got your Snap accounts. I would say maybe we'll hold off and do training if you find training, but we might end up with a platform that has that built in. But if we don't, Snap is probably a good alternative. But for now, I wouldn't dive in too much, just in case we do change. Okay, so we Lynn and I did a little bit of talking yesterday about whose job belongs where. And we did a little bit of shuffling, and I just wanted to update you guys. There's a little bit of shuffling done. And once we kind of get it nailed down, we're going to share that with you. So what we did was we created silos, for lack of a better word, because I hate that I don't want us to be siloed, but and basically said, okay, everything prior to the client reaching out is in this silo, and everything after the client reaching out is in this silo. So we really have our marketing, and then the client, and then our sales, and then the booking happens, and then we have our service. So we're really trying to look at what makes sense. So we've moved a couple of things around, just so you know. Sherry's taking on a few more things. So she's still part-time, but she's going to be taking on a few more things that were under sales and service. We're moving them back into marketing. Sorry. The last thing that I want to tell you guys, kind of exciting. We've decided to have Sherry join you guys in selling cruises. So she's going to kind of be our overflow lady, because I know sometimes, even though there's 6 agents selling cruises, sometimes there isn't always anyone available. And I got a feeling that some of you are quite busy just by, not hearing from you, and I can see what the sales numbers are. And so Sherry has graciously offered to do all the cruise line training. I mean, obviously she knows mostly how to quote, but there's a few things that we'll need to still train her with. But she's going through and doing the cruise line training right now. She took a princess lead yesterday. So I think that's pretty exciting that we're going to do that. We were probably going to bring somebody on in the fall anyways, because, we're still on, I think that right now we're at 28% over last year over year in sales. So, it's quite the growth. What we anticipate, year over year, we're somewhere between 20 to 30% every year. So we were probably going to need to bring somebody else on anyways. I think you guys are getting quite busy, or have been quite busy, maybe a few lulls here and there, but I don't anticipate that getting any better for you guys as far as time wise. So so that was exciting. So I won't say welcome, Sherry, because you're already part of our group, but now you're going to be expanding your role, which is exciting.
And asking lots of questions, I'm sure. So
Everyone does. All right. Do you guys have any questions or topics that you want to bring up? Nothing?
Nope.
Nobody has anything to say at all? Okay, well then that was a very short meeting.
I already brought up what I wanted to bring up, and Tanya brought it up as well, just with that client. I know that we put notes on files for some people in VCRM that, whether it was just that we don't want to deal with them anymore, or that they have outstanding cancellation fees or things like that we make note of certain clientele. I don't even think this person is a client. I don't think they've ever worked with our agency, but I don't think that this person should be entertained anymore for the way that they've dealt with some of the people. I don't know why we're entertaining this person anymore and giving any of our time to
Who are we
them.
talking about? I think I came in late here to this conversation. Is this the lady who called in and was rude to you?
Sandy.
Yes.
Sandra Wheeler.
You
last
spoke
name
to her
was-
yesterday.
Yeah,
I
she-
think she called you.
Oh, that's the one that Sherry. Is that the one you were dealing with, Sherry?
Oh my God.
Sandy Wheeler.
You're muted right now, Sherry.
Sherry, that's the one I gave you yesterday.
Yeah, she did say that she spoke to you and then you passed her on to somebody else, but she wanted to work with you.
Oh, I emailed a quote. She didn't indicate that. She just said they were gonna.
She's not working with me. Sorry. Like that's not how this works. I'm not an agent. So she called me. My power went out in the middle of the call.
Oh.
And I said, so she called me back and I said, okay, well, I'm having computer issues, so I'm going to get another agent to help you out. So then so what happened? She called in and she said she didn't want to work with Sherry?
No. So this morning I picked up and she just said, I have a question. And I said, okay, I can, no, she said, are you the receptionist? And I said, well, yes, client concierge. I'm not an agent, but I can try and help you with your question. And then she was like, oh, okay, well then I need an agent. And as I went on hold, she just said, oh, why don't they just address themselves? Why didn't she just address herself as a receptionist to begin with? And then her husband swore back at her about me. And then I hung up while I put her on hold. And then I just said in the chat, can someone please take this call? So and then everything that happened with Matt, and then
What happened with Matt? I don't
well,
know.
This is the person I talked to you about 2 days ago, Tina, that lambasted us for the website and that all our ads are out of date and we need to correct our website because all of our ads are no longer available and that we should be taking them down if they're sold out, or we should be annotating that the prices aren't what we advertise them are, or we should be honoring the prices we post, because she found a Princess deal from 4 weeks ago that was FIT. And of course, when I went to look at it, I was like, no, it's much higher today. And that's when I brought up to you and Linda about that we need to put a disclaimer on our deals page that says, price is subject to change based on availability or something along those lines. That was the person who was lambasting me
How
about
did you know that?
our
Did
website.
you know her? Did she tell you her name? How are we putting all this together?
no, I know
Yeah.
her. I know her voice. It's the same person because she.
Yeah,
called me back
she transferred her to
after
me and then
Okay.
has called again.
Is she the one that's calling from the Brantford number?
that.
Yeah.
It's a
519-770-9130.
Yeah, it's the Brantford
All
number.
right. Okay, so actually, this is one of the things that's come up with our consultant, that when we're going through the CRM is that we don't keep track of complaints and we don't have sort of a place where because we've never really had a lot of complaints, right? I mean, how many bad reviews do we get in a year? One? It's not very often. So, but we do, it's one of our things on our wish list is that we do need to start tracking this stuff. So right now I'm going to suggest, and I'll do it, I'll put her name into VCRM and I will put a note in there. And no,
I think
we're not
she's-
entertaining this person any longer.
I think she's in there because let me just double check.
She did tell me she's never booked with us before.
I thought I made a note though somewhere for her.
Yeah, she was referred to us by a friend that she met on a cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did find her because I made a note, didn't I, Matt? Saying you didn't want to work with her. Her last name is Wheeler. Are you sure?
Yeah, WHEELER is what came up on the, and that's her email address as well.
Yeah, and we can put her email address in BCRM too because we have that now that Sherry's emailed her.
Okay. Yeah. I thought I had.
Yeah.
Wow, she was actually sweet as pie to me, but and she said that she wanted my direct line, and I said no. I said you can call in the main line like everybody else, but I didn't say it like that. So she was probably annoyed with me at that.
Yeah, probably.
Tanya, is that the one I dealt with afterwards?
Yes.
Well, that's not Sandra Wheeler. That's May Mabers.
May?
Yeah, I have her email, everything. I sent her an email afterwards.
What okay, now what's this story? Who's this?
I thought it was Sand.
I think it's the one Matt was talking about because she was crapping about the same kind of thing.
And that was May?
May Mabers, that's her.
Oh,
I have a phone number if you want it.
well, it sounded like the exact same person.
Yeah, let's make sure before we fire somebody, let's just double check and make sure that we've got
Yeah, but she,
the right
she was
person.
sarcastic. She was sarcastic as hell as well, and what she told me is consistent with what Matt just said.
All right. Well, then it's somebody else, but that's weird. Okay.
So Wheeler is the only thing we can say about Wheeler then is that she called you a receptionist, which was kind of rude.
And her husband called her fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, but they didn't think I could hear.
I would have told them right away, I can hear you.
I was
Yeah,
so close.
That's
but
that's what I asked her. I was like, did you not like take that
I
moment
would've
right away and
too.
say, you realize you're not on hold and we won't tolerate that kind of language? Like,
Yeah.
call them
know.
out on their
Yeah.
shit right away.
I just was in shock and I didn't know what to do, and so I just put her on hold.
Yeah. We're on hold for 10 minutes.
So what was her question?
About a cruise that there was an ad for, and she wanted to know if it was still available. And
This was this morning she called?
yeah, this was this
Yeah.
morning.
Why didn't she just email Sherry back?
I don't know, because I did say, have you worked with an agent before at our agency? And she said, well, I've been speaking to lots of people. She mentioned, and that's why I thought it was the same person, because Matt's name came up, and then she said, and then I spoke with Tina, but then she passed me on to somebody else. So no, I really am not working with anybody.
Well, that's kind of rude because I mean,
And I spoke with her.
quote together
I
for
spoke
her.
with her in May as well. Like she's been kind of all over the place.
Well, apparently she said that it's she's kind of been leery about going across the border. So that's why she's probably reached out but then they finally decided this week that it was safe because their own child went across the border and got across no problem. And I'm like, you could have just asked us. Like,
Well, she apparently had a Princess Cruise book, not through us, I guess. And she canceled it, and now she wants it back. And the prices are gone up, of course, because she probably booked it a long time ago. So she's just mad at the world, I think, because whatever she's looking at is not available, and she wants to go away for her anniversary, and the prices skyrocketed. Well, yeah, you had a cruise and you canceled it, so this is what you get, sister.
All right. Well, then that's my mistake. Sorry.
Okay. Mimi also just put a comment in there. She's the lady that I spoke with in mid-May, I think, and wanted to speak to Matt first because she saw an ad online, and then she called again and said she didn't have any agent and wanted to speak to another agent. So I asked in the group, and she spoke to Karen. Okay, so this lady is getting around.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? What was the outcome, Tanya, of today's call?
Karen called her back.
I called her.
Okay,
I
and
called
what happened?
So I called her back, and she's asked me to look for some stuff for June, July, or between July and September. So that's where we left it. I was supposed to do some homework for her and get back to her, and I invited her to look at our site and see what she could find there as well. So
Oh well, if that's the lady that doesn't like, if she got an ad online and then the price changed, I don't know if I'd do that.
well, I didn't know that was the same lady.
I know.
That's
So what do you think we should do? Like, do you think we should not work with her? Like, I don't want to put you guys in a predicament that you're getting, first of all, time wasted, and something being rude to you is really unacceptable.
I can do a quick and dirty and just see if there's anything. I don't think she's going to have any availability in what she's looking for, to be quite honest, because she wants Alaska. I don't think there's going to be much there.
We already
this sort of time.
know Alaska out there. I mean,
Exactly. So, I'll do a quick scour and then just let her know and kind of send her on her way.
Yeah.
That Cunard one I posted yesterday is for 2025.
But it's a certain cup of tea, right? Like, I think.
Literally.
Literally, I know, right? I mean, the Brits like it, but. All right. Okay. Well, let's just play it right here. But any instances, going forward, I would say, we just cut her off at the knees. But I will put a note in VCRM. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay, guys. We will see you online.
Tina, are we doing a meeting next week?
No.
Yeah.
No, there will be no meeting next week because we will be at Edge. So that's another thing. So, Holly, you're going to be, I guess, probably our backup for monitoring social media. Linda and I and Matt will be quite busy next week. So, I believe we all leave on Sunday. Matt, do you leave on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And there's supposed to be a weather storm coming through this week that might be landing in Atlanta, and that's exactly where I'm going through. So that should be.
Oh no!
I know, right? Freaking hurricanes!
Oh Jesus!
It has started. The season has started. It's not a hurricane yet. It's not even a storm yet. It's something brewing in the ocean. So we'll see. All right. Okay. Off I go. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.